Hello, welcome to our show. This is the intro to the show. In the intro, I am here to confirm that yes, I did pay Rob Franzese, better known as the real-life Peter Griffin, $25 on Cameo to say what he just said, and he threw in "bird is the word" for free because he's such a fucking pro. Now, you probably just heard it on the Twitter, but because of the fee I paid, we'll be getting as much fucking use of it out of as possible. Hey Lois, suck my ass.
Peter, your earworms came.
Oh boy, the earworms.
Ian Rob. Oh me. Oh boy. Like Peter Griffin.
It's time for the gay legend Ian Rotten.
How'd you so?
Start friction, play Don and King and end up getting fucked like Ving rings and Vings 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 and
This is Bowser speaking.
So, the 6th anniversary of the earworms. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Not at all. Not at all.
I
6
see.
years.
6 years. You've got to be kidding me, right?
It's such a long time. 6 years ago, I can't even think of how different I've become in those 6 years. Meanwhile, the EWAMs, luckily they've stayed a constant in our lives, you know. Ian Rutten's still there. Madman Pondo's still there. Cash Flow, you know that he's still there to deliver that oh shit leg drop. And you know that Danny Daniels is also here. What the fuck?
Danny Daniels. Yes.
What are you doing here, Danny Daniels?
The 6th anniversary of the earworms. Like, fucking hell. Like, what are they gonna do? It's just gonna be like an epic start to the show for such a big occasion. And boy, here comes Danny Daniels. to silence Dave Prazak's just sat there like, Danny Daniels coming to the ring now.
Well, Danny Daniels coming on here.
I didn't expect like a big, pyro display or something, but like some kind of like, hey, we've made it 6 years, welcome, Right,
Yeah.
It's Danny Daniels.
I reckon for those who don't know who I am, I'm Danny Daniels, and I'm gonna be the next CCW champion. I suppose that like Ian's promo that he's cutting here was to that effect of like being a big pyro display. He got in the big like and all that, but we don't get to see that here. Instead, we just get Danny Daniels coming out. Ian Rotten here, he has like a slight fringe, and his like kind of messed up hair, and he's got a goatee too. He looks kind of like Minoru Fujita, and it's funny because like right now, like I just learned that Fujita is in a tag team called Rotten Yahoo, so it's all coming full circle here. So Rotten of the Loom, Ian's there.
I like the way when Danny Daniels walks up to Ian, he's just like sort of standing next to the ring, and he goes like, "What can I do for you?" I'm like a fucking shop assistant. Hey, what can I do for you today? Danny Daniels?
Ian's all happy today, isn't he?
His company has been around 6 years. He's got a right to be happy.
Yeah, he's feeling good. He's feeling nice. His speech is saying that, like, he's got a list, right? He's posted the list, and the list is for...
Post list?
Ian Rotten, today he is the bro of the week. and he has he has a list of participants for this was a tournament beforehand, but this is the first time it's being named the Ted Petty Invitational. Now, Eva, you've seen before the king of the death matches. Imagine that, except not for death matches.
Just king. King of the James.
King of the matches.
King of the James and Ving of the Reims. Yeah, that's me. But that's another issue entirely.
Wow. Racismo. Anyway. Danny Daniels, he's not on this. He's not on the list. And he's gone up to Ian. He's like, are you kidding me, Ian Rotten? I am not on the list. And Ian, to his credit, he stands up for himself and he's just like, you're not. So, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm not kidding you, Daniel. You are not on the list.
Yeah, he's like, this is the Miss Universe contest. You know, it's like, oh. And, you know, like, Danny Daniels, he, you remember King of Death matches after Corporal Robinson got put out, where it was like, okay, Jim, let me get this straight. If Dysfunction doesn't make it to the semi-finals, does that mean I win? And, like, we all thought, uh-oh, that Corporal Robinson, he's going to murder Dysfunction. Well, today, Daniels, he seems to be a bit more serious about it, because he just like specifies with Ian Rotten, you know. It's kind of like that scene in Great Expectations, like where, you know, the guy's like, oh, I suppose there were a case if fucking Tarek the Great didn't make it. It's like, oh yes, I understand. And then, you know, that's what Ian Rotten's all like. And then Daniels, this unassuming guy, you know, with short hair, you think, He will not go as far as to assault one of the IWA Mid-South greats just in order to get into this damn tournament. And, you know, Ian Rotten may think so too, because all he does in response to this, he fucking summons Chucky Smooth. Oh no.
Yeah, he's like, let's have some wrestling, shall we?
Shall we?
Chucky Smooth comes out, he points to some titty.
Yeah, showing off some cleavage. I loved it. Like,
he's like, look at that. Look at that.
Look at it. Yeah, Ian, like, he sticks, like, Chuck on Danny. It's great. And then, like, we have one more interest to make. It's Vince Vaughn.
You mean the ring announcer guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets, like, 6 seconds of Eminem as entrance music. Everyone's just having fun tonight. Yeah,
everyone's just having fun. This is the guy who is at like that one House of Hardcore show that we watched, and presumably 1997 King of Death matches. It's Rico Beatty. He apparently was a wrestler according to, you know, records, and now he's been the ring announcer. He's been away, and you know that's why we've gotten so acquainted with Jim Fannin. But now he's back, and we enjoy his delightfully twangy. You know.
I mean, I've only just put it together, but him being there means that we didn't get to look at the fucking fineness, which is Jim Fannin.
We got our little.
I'm
peek,
turning
you know?
against this guy. I didn't see him, man. I didn't see him.
Well, I did.
I was just flaccid this whole shape. couldn't even pop a little semi, man. Pathetic.
Jim Fannin. He thinks that America is a shithole country, and we love him, you know. You know, when I followed him, you know, I kind of, like, you know, as I do, I often forget stuff in the heat of the moment like that, and I just kind of was, like, browsing around, and, you know how Twitter is, how, you know, stuff will pop up that maybe you don't follow, but because someone you follow is doing it, then blah, 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 blah. And so I'm just browsing timeline, and I'm like, you know, oh, this lady from, like, fucking, Indiana posted a selfie saying, oh, I'm trying to love myself. And I'm thinking, well, okay, why is this on my timeline? And I scroll down, Jim Fannin replied. And he was like, I don't know how much my opinion counts on this day, Prazak, but I think you're gorgeous.
Wow. Jim Fannin, you're too much of a fine specimen to be reply going. Come on. You should be the replied to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. For now, his role is just like we hear his dulcet tones on commentary with Dave Prazak, and like, look, here, see beforehand, like when we watched IWA Mid-South and you were telling me, soon, Jim Fannin goes on to be heel manager. I was like, how could this be? How could this placid man, who's so kind, who's so just, in there, and he's calling the action straight down the middle, how can he turn heel on us? How can this happen? And then I hear him on this show where suddenly, apparently he's fucking, just bold. You know, he's like in the mood for some banter. And suddenly I'm like, I can see this man becoming boorish, you know?
It's going to be great.
It will be great. It has been great. Now, listen, this is important. It's 2002, October 5th. At this point in history, Britney Spears, she is in perhaps one could say the peak of her popularity. You know why that is? Playboy has offered her money for her to show booby and then take photo of it for their magazine. Booby! And look, Chucky Smooth, he's involved in this. He is Britney Spears' boyfriend. I can't imagine what his input is during these negotiations. Can you?
Oh, he'd just be fucking livid.
I bet so, but you never show it. That's the way Chucky Smooth operates. Smoothly. About this match, not much of note happened in my opinion. How about you?
No, I mean, it was okay enough for a little opener thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Inoffensive.
It very much resembled like a 2010 SmackDown match, I'd say.
2002 SmackDown?
10.
Oh, here we go again. With your 2010.
Oh, but if it was 2002, you'd be like, oh, that's proper good, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
Oh, mate. 2002. Oh, yeah. That's a year, I know.
Yeah, Jim Fannin, like you know how like in the past he's made reference to the internet's perception of him. You know how he might not be able to keep up with all the action in like an Iron Man match, but now I have a suspicion that he's getting a bit sicker of it by the minute, because now there's I believe it's like what I called it, right? It's an inverted Irish curse. The backbreaker where you swing a guy around and then drop him on your knee, except it's done the other way around, right? So it's like a gutbuster. And then I think the back and forth that commentary has about it, they basically go like, oh, that looks like a reverse power slam or something, and then Jim Fannin he goes like, oh, well that shows you fuckers on the internet who say I can't call moves. It's like, oh, he's getting saucy. Oh, I like my man getting saucy.
Yeah, don't worry, Jim Fannin. I'm not here for you to call the moves. I'm here for a different reason entirely. Don't you worry about it, sweet cheeks.
What did you just call him? Did you just call him Daisy Cheeks?
Sweet cheeks. Sweet cheeks, Jim Fannin.
I enjoyed the finish too, where Danny Daniels he puts away Chucky Smooth with the Tombstone Pile Driver, and befitting this mythical move, Jim Fannin says, "Rest in peace."
Yes.
Oh,
Like the fucking Undertaker, me.
that's the fucking yeah. Amazing, just like an amazing experience. Thanks to Jim Fannin. Danny Daniels, he's made an impact here in the IWA Mid-South. This is the last we'll see of him. He's going off to have a soda or something, you know?
Yep.
At least
Goodbye.
I hope so.
Goodbye, mate.
Goodbye. Now we can get on to this.
Forget about him.
Forget about him and think about average white guy.
Average white guy against Chris Cole says, average white guy. He don't look so average to me. He's got a bright green shirt, a lampshade on his head, one trouser leg shorter than the other, and he's doing a funky wiggle.
I was expecting, when I saw the name, I was expecting him to be a riff off of the 70s Scottish R&B band, Average White Band, but no, instead he's just, he's portraying the gimmick of, it's more like The Offspring. He's pretty fly for a white guy, and it's scandalous, really.
Jim Phantom fucking hates him.
He hates the hat.
he hates this. If this is the average white guy, then I'm proud not to be the average white guy.
Yeah, I'm damn proud of it. And then, like, Chris Cole comes out. He's got the Quiet Storm look going on, where he's got a singlet on, but he's wearing a t-shirt over it for reasons unknown to us. His t-shirt...
That irritated me, like, more than it usually would. I don't even know why. I think it's because, like, the gaps of his singlet goes down to, like, his waist. So it's like, I keep seeing his waist. He's wearing his top. It's weird. It's distracting.
Yeah, it's wearing like a crop top or something. It's crazy. From what I saw, his shirt says, underpaid, underrated, under the influence, except Cole sometimes, under and over.
Wait, what? What's the last bit?
I'm just telling you what I saw.
Wow.
Chris Cole. He's got it going on.
Of course.
Yeah, then this match gets underway. It's quite, if this feels like a very IWA Mid-South match because it involves an opening few minutes where they're just doing like wrestling school sequences, just like verbatim, wrote in their way, just like utterly mechanical. And then once they start trying to like heat stuff up or speed it up, it involves stuff like Chris Cole trying to do a dive and just like fucking himself up.
Yeah, he like almost immediately fucks off the big springboard moonsault to the outside pretty bad. Says, slingshot dive, did he get all of it? Fuck no, he didn't.
No, like
I've written that the average white guy now starts dominating below average white guy.
Come on, Eva, that's mean.
Oh, is it now?
Now look, on that point about Dave Prizak, right? I'm thinking they gotta sort this stuff out, Like, why is it that the commentary team do not have full access to the camera views of the feed? Why is it they're left out?
Yeah, Ian, get a fucking monitor.
Yeah, they're always like giving shouts to Smart Mark Video, but Smart Mark can't even give him a CRT. Unbelievable.
Yeah, they just have, like, I'm pretty sure like all the commentators have to sit at like just the back of the venue, just at a little table.
Yeah.
Not even at the front.
Yeah, it's not even as if to get a front row seat, It's crazy. It's crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Dave Prazak, he sees this like move that happens, and he calls it a sit-out dealie, and then like Jim Fannin, like he always like this is kind of like the vibe of Jim Fannin. He's always like kind of jumping on stuff that like Dave Prazak says to kind of try and make a bit of it, if you will. It's like ideally, it's like that's a dealie, that's a dealie, and doesn't really go anywhere. Chris Cole, he has a nice finishing sequence where he like does a front chancery suplex into a deep butterfly that gets that tap out from the average white guy. That
was a quite above average finish.
That's what I'm saying, Eva. What are you telling him, like, below average white guy? How dare you?
Well, did you see those below average forearms? Below average, I'd say.
Well,
it's my personal IMO.
I'll need to consult a certain subreddit to get some thoughts on that.
Oh yeah. Perhaps some all-seeing genius. that you may know of.
Then after all this, we get on to a big match featuring, a star that we recognise, certainly, and know and love. Two other words that perhaps you could ascribe to him. Josh Prohibition, he's back. He's here in IWA Mid-South. This guy's
He's
always
back
popping up
for the
somewhere.
first time.
Yes, and for the first time in front of our eyes, Tarek Zagrate.
Tarek the Great. Yay. I've only seen him once in a match with Ian, but he absolutely ruled in it.
Yeah.
He's a cool looking freak from Czechoslovakia, and he only has a ponytail-sized bit of hair at the back of his head and is otherwise bald.
It's a rat tail.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Tarek the Great, it's also said that the previous night he had a match with Ian Rotten before that match that you just mentioned, and they said it was very shoot style, featuring many submission holds. So it sounds great. What it means for this match is that Josh Prohibition, this might be easy pickings. He might be able to pick off Tarek the Great, a weakened Tarek the Great, However, it's only to be seen. Fucking Jim Fannin freaks out upon seeing Josh Prohibition. He says, "It's Jason Voorhees!"
He's scared.
Yes, and this is perhaps the most rowdy Jim gets during a night, because there's a lot of stuff for him to fucking seemingly grill Dave Prazak about here. It's mentioned that Josh Prohibition, he goes it's Josh Prohibition. Is he a fan of the 1920s? And then Dave was because of Prohibition. Well, I don't know. That's the sort of exchange that goes on here. And then
fantastic stuff.
I get it gets brought up that CM Punk versus Jerry Lynn happening later on tonight. Jerry Lynn gets hyped up as the current NWA TNA X Division champion. And Jim Fannin, he's like, "How can you be a champion of an X Division, Dave Prazak?" Oh, come on, Jim, get with the program.
Confused.
This match here, I like that there's a point where Josh Prohibition has Tarek in a submission hold. Tarek decides to escape via big slappy onto that chest, and Josh Prohibition's like, "Owie, me hurty, I'm gonna release the submission hold now." Yeah, other than that, it's a pretty alright match.
Yeah, this is cool. I'd definitely recommend seeking out that Ian match before this, but decent enough shit. Tarek's got a cool kick to the top of Prohibition's head. Nice. Prazaki Fannin keep talking about what CM Punk was up to last night, like it's a Sunday Night Heat match.
Yeah.
Tarek wins with the Tarek Buster, a
Yeah,
weird,
Tarek
pretty
Buster.
cool variation of the Muscle Buster.
It's
So,
kneeling.
well, hey, now Tarek, he gets to celebrate his victory like a ledge. But oh no, it's Danny Daniels. I thought we could
Daniels.
just forget about this guy.
You're meant to be taking a soda. What are you doing out here?
Get
God
out.
damn it.
He holds
Get
Tarek
out.
into chairs. He's out to steal his TPI spot. You fucking twat.
Yes, Daniels is being really reprehensible. Fair enough, you try and make an impact in this business, but then when you include Turtle, the whole reference show, in your onslaught, that's when it goes too far.
Yeah, too far, mate. Too far.
Yeah, Turtle, 1 day away from retirement. Now murked.
He murks the Tarek. He's bloodied up. Nick Webb storms in so fast that he trips over the bottom rope. And
Damn.
Danny Daniels runs away.
But has the damage already been done, Eva? Will
Oh.
Tarek the Great make TPI?
Now that is the question.
Yes. For now, we have no answer to this. All we can do is quite like SmackDown recently, where you're confronted with the death of Elias. we are presented with such a stark crime. A crime, Eva. Elias is dead. He's been ran over by a car. And they were just like, well, we'll have to wait until the courts, and this gets to the courts. For now, Let's watch Rollin Hard versus Harry Palmer.
Yeah. Well, the justice system doesn't work. Rollin Hard is here to keep us. I guess the word is entertained.
The wheels of justice roll slow but hard.
So Rollin Hard, for some reason, is accompanied by Joel Gertner, who looks thin and sheepish.
Yeah, Joel Gertner. He doesn't like. I suppose that's just his resting face, because I remember that from ECW as well. That look, but he just looks kind of. He doesn't look like he's about to say some like offensive shit, you know.
No, he looks timid.
Yeah, and meanwhile Harry Palmer.
He comes out with some porno music.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then we discover that Jim Fannin has no idea what pornography is. Because Prazak asks him, what's his favourite movie? What's his favourite actor?
Yeah.
He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Wow. He has no concept of this stuff.
There's no concept.
Somebody should let him know.
Why?
The man-
Why should we corrupt this innocent mind of Jim Fannin?
The man has a right to pull his blood.
Harry Palmer. He comes out to this scandalous music. When you mentioned Chris Cole's get-up of the vexatious sort of t-shirt over something, I immediately thought of this guy Harry Palmer, because his look is so fucking strange. He's got a shirt on, right? But he's got another sleeveless shirt on over it that has these huge tears in the sides. I have no idea why.
Who knows?
Terrible. But anyway, Joel
Yeah, I know.
Gertner. It's bread and butter, Eva. It's the damn promo
Oh,
where, you know,
this is brutal.
he goes, well, and all that. And then, you know,
He
he's like,
delivers 17% effort jokes about a 17-year-old girl.
I swear, Eva, like, you know, like the whole thing with Joel Gertner is he'll like, oh, hello, it's me, Joel, nickname Gertner, except the nickname is usually like really fucking long, and this time it's a story about, you know, him having sex with a 17-year-old girl. And I believe he like specifies the location as well, so I'm assuming that's like, this is just a suspicious story all around, isn't it?
Yeah, it was not a good time.
I'm not into it.
I mean,
not into it.
Yeah, I'm not really into the act, regardless. But at least when he puts like actual effort in, it's like, well, it is what it is. But when he's just sort of standing there, just like doing it half-assed, it's like, oh fuck this.
Yes,
Get
yes.
this out of my face.
And then, to make matters worse, Eva, Rollin Hard gets the mic, and then he cuts the most confused fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, this was even more confusing and more unpleasant than the Kerner speech. I just wrote, I don't like Rollin Hard, I don't think.
Rollin Hard notes that today is the 6th anniversary of IWA Mid-South. And then he goes on to note that there's another 6th anniversary being celebrated today. And that's of his marriage. And you think,
Oh,
oh,
how sweet.
Rollin Hard, you know, he portrays a big beast in the ring. But, you know, outside of it, a loving family man. Then we find out from him rapidly, he's not that. He's not a loving family man. He hates his wife, hates his life. Just unhappiness for Rollin Hard. And then after this, he goes on to talk about what he portrays in the ring. Because he says he portrays a black man. But outside the ring, you know, that's the point where I just got ineligible. I couldn't hear him. Like,
He says outside the ring, he's also portraying a black man because he does like chores. It's like a bad joke.
oh,
A bad joke.
oh,
A bad joke. A bad
Rollin
joke.
Hard, you have referenced slavery. Oh, Rollin Hard, he's just like he must be on one of them drugs we keep hearing about. because
Hey.
this prose that he's putting forth is just like it's incoherent. I don't get what the point of it is. That's no bearing on this match here of Harry Palmer. It's
No.
just like no. This is just seemingly him going improv. Like he was feeling himself after Joel Gordon introduced him with a stupid thing. Just like, I'm going to be even stupider. And you know, all I have to say is he should go to Jupiter. But yes, anyway, Rollin Hard versus Harry Palmer. Oh.
So I guess the match is less painful than the promos. There's a lot of like comedy spots, surprisingly alright ones. Like, oh gee, the ref has hip tossed Harry Palmer without even realising it. What the hell? What a crazy, zany situation these three men have found themselves in.
What the hell?
What the hell?
I like what the peak of this match. I believe is well, it was two peaks. And it's supposed to do for commentary. It's when Harry Palmer gets put on the top rope, and what Rollin Hard says to do, he does like the Indian shirt lock, you know, where like you bunch up the legs like an Indian death lock, but you put it underneath a guy's shirt, and he goes like and then Jim Fannin says that is his favorite move in pro wrestling, right? And then Dave Prizak, he is a nerd. He likes a Joshi person. So you know what he says? He says, "Go well, mine is the bridging ocean cyclone suplex, but no, there you go, like a nerd. Shut up." And then secondly, Dave Prizak is talking about the resistance that Harry Palmer leads. Him, Chris Hero, and Mark Wolf, this stable that have participated in a War Games match. And apparently in this War Games match, Mark Wolf was very confused because he brought along Battleship, the game. Right? He was like, "We're going to play Battleship," but that was a mistake. It was a War Games match. And then, it's Jim Fannin saying this, right? Jim Fannin says this, and Dave Prizak is like, "What's Battleship? Who do you work for?" And then Jim Fannin has to say, "I mean the game Battleship, Dave Prizak." It's just like, this is not a combo built to last, is it, Eva?
It seems not. So
And then
it was during this match that I realised the guy who uploaded this show to Russian YouTube has uploaded a shit ton of old Tom and Jerry. So if anyone's interested in that, then get yourself down to Russian Facebook. Yeah.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
My distant enemy is very perverse. It's Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Russian dubbed, so if that's the sort of thing you're into, then get on that shit.
Absolutely. This match, too, is not built to last, because it ends.
Yeah, it ended. We're not just still watching it.
There comes a big near fall where a sidewalk slam happens, and you think, "Oh, that might be it," but it's not it. The finish happens when there's a damn occasion for a small package out of a move, and turns out both of them have the same idea. They lock arms, they lock legs, all four shoulders are down. It's a double pin, and then the referee, he's just like, waving it off. He's going to Vince Vaughn saying it's a double pin. Vince Vaughn, he just looks pissed. He doesn't look impressed in the slightest. And then after this, Joel Gertner gets in the ring and he starts cutting this promo. There's a lady in the crowd, and the lady is like, she absolutely must be. Well, everyone who turns up tonight at a Mid-South show, I must believe in this capacity that they'd be, familiars. She's
I
getting
think they chanted her name, and I think her name is Donna.
Donna. Donna.
She doesn't want to take Joel Gertner's shit. She has to be held back by family.
She has to be held back a pull-apart brawl.
Pull apart brawl between Joel Gertner and Donna.
So that's some TEW shit right there. And then like it's awkward, you know, because like this promo happens where Joel Gertner's just like talking on, and then like he goes outside, he puts down the mic. Then he goes back in just like, oh, one more thing, blah, 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 blah. And then he like goes outside and like, see, Smart Mark, they really like, it's a crime what they're doing, you know, it's a crime, like how they just like, you know, they refuse to cut at appropriate times. They just think every single second of this Joel Gertner segment is essential. It's not as if he's like, you know, like fucking like doing one-liners left and right, you know, he's not doing that. He's just like standing around and like, you know, refusing to leave for some reason. It's just not good. Don't like it. Don't like it.
Nah, shit, mate. Funny. Right?
Funny!
Funny. So, we can move on to our first of two title matches. For that IWA's light heavyweight title, the current champion Dysfunction defends against Nate Webb. Holy shit.
Yes. Is there a junior title? It doesn't seem like it.
Did they call it the junior title?
Well, no, is there just no extant junior heavyweight championship for you to hold? Dysfunction has a different promotion title.
Wow.
It's just kind of a title bestowed upon me by the gods and Ian Rodden. I enjoy Nate Webb's, like, you know, he's changed quite a bit since King of Death matches. He's changed his look up, you know, he's got like a bit more hair now. And apparently, like, the stardom that performance in the tournament propelled him to has allowed him to, you know, get a pimped out theme. Because now, Teenage Dirtbag has an intro of that bit in the Trios of Horror Simpsons episode where Homer goes, ah, blah, 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 blah. So that's something, you know.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, amazing. Dysfunction. He's one half of the WWF World Tag Team Champions. And it's like he's like out there, just like shooting off at the mouth as he normally does. You know, this despicable person, Dysfunction. I hate this guy, Eva. I can't stand him.
You hate him?
I hate him. You know, Eva, hate is a strong word. Hate is a strong word. But you know, my poppy told me never to hate. But gosh darn it, I hate this guy. And Nate Webb, he hates him too. You know why? Because he gets on the mic and he's like, you know, Milwaukee, it produces great stuff like beer, but I'm ashamed to say it also produces a faggot like you. Like, whoa. and then Jim Fannin, he follows this up by being like, in reference to Milwaukee, he goes, I also produced 16 thugs that beat a man to death with a baseball bat. And then just like utter silence. No one responds to this.
Ha! Good one, Jim. Good choice.
I tried like to investigate what case he could be referring to, but I found nothing of the sort. I'm sure it is referring to something quite notorious in nature. That he feels strongly about, obviously, doesn't he?
He certainly did.
You know, like political science degree. Like I can't say it surprises me because you know when all's said and done, he seems like a well-read man, quite a woke individual. So we're glad to see it. We're glad to see that like he's conscious. You know, you always gotta like in these trying times. You know, you just gotta. Boom, you know. But yes, so now we get into this match where immediately the Juggalos are buried, aren't they?
Were they?
Yeah.
The poor Juggalos.
Dave Prazak says that if you're a Juggalo, then like you're a dorkwad.
What the hell, Dave Prazak? that seems deeply unnecessary. Yeah,
imagine being called a dorkwad by Dave Prazak. Well,
I would probably cry.
Man, Dysfunction. He starts super dragging in.
Super Dragon in?
Yeah, the verb of Super Dragon, he starts doing it because you know what he does? He's got a surefire pen, it seems, but then he pulls him up. He wants to inflict more pain onto Spider-Nate Web. It's disgraceful, once again, and another display of his...
He also then starts calling his own shit. He goes, I'm gonna chop him right now! And he chops him. And he says, I'm gonna kill this faggot right now! Then he does not do killing.
Yeah, this is the point where, you know, Dave Prazak says dork wad. You know, that really reminds me of, like, you know, like, those, like, really insufferable, like, English people who, like, you know, they swear, right? But it's always like, what a, like, contemptible fuck muffin this man is. You know, like that. Feels like the equivalent over there in the States. Luckily, though.
Absolute toss parrot, mate.
What a bloody right skewed beef wanker.
Say cunt! Just say cunt!
Yeah, luckily though, like, this faggot, Nate Webb, is not killed right now. Instead, he does big knee to the jaw, and then he does, like, a bunch of, like, crazy shit, which culminates in, like, this bump from a ladder, where, you know, Nate Webb, the aficionado for breakdancing, he does one of them, like, crazy knee moves, and then does it into a leg drop, onto a table, destroys it, and, yeah, triumphant victory, like, a real, you know, you like, this is what we paid to see, the triumph of humanity over demons. Nate Webb, he has won this title. He goes off because he doesn't have a belt. He just goes off with the, you know, they saw it. They know he's champion now. But unfortunately, this is not to be because Chucky Smooth is there. What's he doing? No.
No, Chucky, no.
Well,
I know you're stressed about Britney, but come on.
We can't say we didn't see his coming, Eva. Chucky Smooth, he wants revenge for all those staples to the butt.
He did staple them in the bum.
And then it's really terrible how just these tragedies bleed together because, you know, Chucky Smooth, he's taken it to Nate Webb, beating the crap out of him for a long time, and with several sort of like teases of like him going away, but then, I'm coming back, and then here comes Tarek the Great wearing an FMW shirt to make a save, but then, oh no, Danny Daniels, you scoundrel.
Danny Daniels! I thought I could forget about him again. Here he is!
He just keeps coming back, just when you least expect it, just when you think you know the answers, he changes the Daniels to Danny. No, it's really something because in the opening match we thought of Chucky Smooth as the old dependable, you know, the hero who would come to save us from Danny Daniels. But not only has he failed to do that by not murdering Danny Daniels right there and then, but now he's not even a hero anymore. How dare he? How dare he fail on both accounts?
Bastard!
Unbelievable. But once again, we have naught to do but move on. You know, that's just how it is. Bullshit after bullshit, but you just want to keep moving. That's how it is in this life. And we get to see, hopefully, the payoff to one of the longest running feuds that we've been witness to, Eva. Mark Wolf, he's been back for a while, but he's not gotten revenge on the guys who got him out in the first place, and that's the bad motherfuckers.
The bad motherfuckers. They're back.
Yes.
Mitch Ryder is back. The man who only had to leave the OMs for 60 days, but he left for like 6 months. At least he didn't do a Trent Baker, who only had to leave for 30 days and just never came back ever.
Trent Baker, still looking for him. You know, we're still like it says he's reading our
I'm
Facebook
tapping my
messages.
watch,
So.
waiting to fucking that Trent Baker come back. Maybe
Like,
everybody welcome 2020, which I hope happens.
like we're contacting like the embassy over there in like the UK, and we're just getting no leads on it. Unbelievable. Mitch Ryder, he comes out and like he's just eating up this like audience, he's going ha ha, and, like he's like got his like fucking gear on and all that, as you'd hope he would before a wrestling match. And then Mark Wolf, meanwhile, he's no time for such like theatrics. He just sprints out. Oh my god!
Yeah, oh my god! What the hell is this? A fired up babyface Mark Wolf in his tattered shorts? He actually did something with purpose. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy to see. Well, this is what he's been waiting for months. So I can't fault him for being a little hyper excited. This match, it is said on commentary to be a real throwback to the Memphis brawling style. Eva, how faithfully would you say it lives up to those high standards?
I don't know how much it was a faithful Memphis brawl, but I had a pretty good time with it. It's not long before Ryder cuts off Mark Wolf, and Mark Wolf gets busted open. Mitch Ryder may have some minor ring rust, because he totally fucks up a second rope leg drop on a chair, and then the crowd tells him he fucked up, so then he does it properly.
And they make the point on commentary that, like, if you're a fan of Mark Wolf, why would you chant you fucked up? Because that'll just make him go and do it again and further pain this man.
These people have just not fought their chance through, have they?
If I didn't have such faith in the world, I would suspect that Mitch Ryder purposely fucked it up just so as to incentivize a second one. This scoundrel.
That'd be something.
Yeah. I said that Mark Wolf is not much for these theatrics, but I was wrong. In this match, he decides that he will get a bat with which to bludgeon the Mitch Ryder, and then he decides to go, he's holding the bat up, like getting the crowd into it, and then somehow he misses. After doing that for like 10 minutes, he misses. What the fuck? This is not vibing with the vision I had in mind of Mark Wolf's return match, his revenge match. It's just unfortunate to see. And then bad times did not stop there, because out from under the apron, we thought he was gone, but it's ball pain. Oh no!
The head bad motherfucker is back.
Yeah, the bad motherfuckers, they are back. They are just speculating when Todd Morton's going to come back. But for now, Bill Payne is here. He reunites with Mitch Ryder, puts a bat to Mark Wolf's face and whatnot. Then, like, Mitch Ryder wins. Bill Payne, he gets on the outside like, "Shut up, punk, you make me sick!" and all that. Thankfully, though, the Resistance, they're still here, and they help out Mark Wolf. Like
with the shittest running save ever.
The shittest running save ever.
They both just sort of like hang around outside, limply swing the chair at the rope, while the bad motherfuckers just stare at them and just like deliver one more shot with the bat to Wolf, and then they just leave on their own accord.
Yeah,
worst save ever.
Yeah, like the way they were talking about in commentary, they kind of brought up like, oh, they're slow to get in the ring. And I was like, a bit. I was thinking they were going to say like, oh, Mark Wolf's being a real asshole to them or something like that. But no, he just says, nah, yeah, it's Mark Wolf. It's okay.
I'm scared of Will Payne and his bat. that was my King James impression there.
Well, kiss the ring, because here comes Chris Hero's match now. After this. He's the IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion. It might not be a world, but in any case, that has no real bearing on things. He's defending his title. Eva, that previous day, he defended it in a freeway. Unbelievable stuff, and now here he is again, a fighting champion as the Chris Hero. He's against M-Dog 20. Once more, a familiar face. We've seen him in CCW. Now he's here. And
yes, another debutant.
Now, look, this is where I this is what made it worth it for me, right? Is that Joel Gertner's on commentary for this, right? And you know what that means?
Ooh, bring back sexy fucking Jim Fannin.
Hey, wait a second now, right? Because M-Dog comes out, he walks out, and you just see, who's that? It's Jim Fannin. He's just standing around. Oh.
I missed him. I didn't see. I didn't see. I could have popped off the semi, but I didn't.
Oh boy, Jim Fannin. Oh, you're looking great today, Mr. Fannin. Oh, like I've actually got like bashful like one with if they're floating. No. Eva, this is like the first match of the Chris Hero that we've covered after this period that you're in right now, where you, along with other friends, have been perusing his catalogue. That's right, the catalogue of Chris Hero matches, and it appears that this dynamic that we had, where I would come on here and I'm like, Chris Hero sucks, he's not as good as Miss Hour or whatever, and then you'd be like, oh well, I have no feelings on the matter, he's okay. It seems that now this has changed. Am I right?
It has a bit, yes.
Oh, tell me about this.
Well, I think it was a matter of not really actually trying to delve into his career previously. So when I see him, I had no real feelings, one way or the other. And I would just sort of take it in. But I'm starting to get pretty pissed off.
Why is that?
Because he's wank, Connor.
Wow. Would you believe that?
You don't have to believe it, but I believe it.
You know, like ironically enough, I think it's your own reasoning on the matter that kind of is perhaps making me like a bit less intense, like with whatever feelings I have towards him, because like the way you described him is you likened him to one of your pals, right? Like just as a nebulous concept, and it immediately made me understand, like the concept of, one of your pals is like, hey, I've got a gig later tonight. Would you like to come see it? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. And you go along, and you're just there. Maybe you have a beverage of some sort at the bar, and you're just watching your pal play, and the quality is, if you were to give it scrutiny, maybe perhaps you wouldn't have the best comment of it, but that's my man. Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
That's my pal, and he's getting a bit of attention. He's getting a bit of success. Good for him.
Hey, Lois, suck my ass.
Oh, damn. Well,
but I said that he's just your mate, isn't he? He's just your mate. After I trolled the Wrestling Genius Reddit with just a little sneaky post with some in-jokes, and Chris Hero, rather than just deleting it and banning me from the subreddit, which I expected, he responded in depth, and good for him. I thought, maybe I'll start to look a bit more leniently upon him now. And then about 3 nights ago at 5 a.m, I watched Chris Hero versus Johnny Gargano from Dragon Gate USA. And it changed me. It changed me.
Do you want to explain how? Because I'm not going to watch that match ever, so...
Well, I'm going to put it on a compilation for you. So no, I wouldn't do that.
Unbelievable. Well,
Well, we've been watching some matches that aren't good but have funny qualities, and there was just nothing. There was just nothing.
I think that might need to be one that we watch together, because I'd rather not watch it alone. I've always been I'm not one to get all presumptuous with the potential of this medium that we have here, You know, I'm not going to go, yeah, we're going to get an HBO contract, like, maybe next year, maybe, you know, modest estimate, you know. I'm not like that, but I have given thought to, like, you know, relations with certain wrestlers, and I've always sort of thought that, I've always imagined Chris here coming on here, and, you know, based on, like, prior correspondence with him, we'd have a very pleasant chat, you know, and maybe we'd like dedicate a slight section to maybe like, oh ha ha, I heard you don't like me that much. Ah, well, you know, ha ha ha. You know, we laugh it off, right? But then you Eva, you decided that like this will not stand.
No.
I will go onto a subreddit. I will say that I'm asking one question, but instead post 3.
Yeah, that's my favourite bit. Hey Chris, I have just one question. Number 1. Number 2.
Well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You know, that's just how it is. Chris Hero, he's now here against M-Dog 20. Both guys who, well, like M-Dog 20, you've more or less enjoyed him, mainly, right?
Yeah, kind of. He has some shit that I don't like. I don't like the like flagpole press and stuff, but he's. I like the match of Prohibition that we just saw him have, where he did the pretty wacky spot in a short enough match. He's not a favourite in CZW, but he's okay enough, but not this, not 25-minute hero match, please. No. Oh, no, before we get into this properly, I'm going to send you a link. I would like you to find something from this link and read something out from this link.
The responsibility is put in my hands.
It's the Chris Hero Live Journal. That's right. The Chris Hero Live Journal.
Live Journal? I wonder when this was last updated.
He is now your responsibility. Punk will continue to be mine.
It was fate that bound us together.
I just had a thought, like, Chris Hero, he must have had a live journal, right? He did!
Okay. I was gonna look a bit more, but I decided that I better just like read this like first one that come up. March 4th, 2008, 07:16 a.m. Title of this is, so there's this country in Asia that loves wrestling.
Is it fucking Pakistan?
Is it Singapore? Well, let's read it and maybe we'll find out. I arrived home today.
It's the beautiful kingdom
after
of Saudi
a lovely
Arabia, right?
3-week tour for Pro Wrestling Noah. To say I had a great time would be a massive understatement. It was absolutely amazing. Anyone that knows me understands that I am utterly fascinated with the Japanese culture and wrestling scene. My 3rd trip to Japan. Number 1, BGW. Numbers 2 and 3, Noah. Turned out to be rather successful, both personally and professionally. Here are some of the highlights of my trip. Wrestling in Korakuen Hall for the 2nd time. The first was 3.5 years ago for BJW. The crowd was really kind, and I think they were a bit partial to a sharp-dressed man. Getting to wrestle Noah stars such as Musawa twice, Akiyama, Taue, Kenta twice, Marufuji twice, Sugiura, Kotaro. Wrestling the young guys of Noah, Aoki, Ishimori, Ito, Taniguchi, all of which are going to be great, especially Aoki and Taiji. Only got one of those right. Teaming with the Briscoes, I much prefer teaming with them to wrestling them. We amassed a 3-1 record over 4 matches. We have some pretty nifty triple teams, if I must say. Meeting the members of Kensuke office, especially Kensuke, Hokuto, and Nakajima. There's only like one other guy, I think. Seeing my non-Noah wrestling
That's
friends.
just the one he doesn't care about. Fuck that one. Fuck that one.
That'd be Kento then. Wow.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
relatable.
Damn. Seeing my non-Noah wrestling friends, Miyawaki, Milano, Kudo, Ricky Marvin, Milanito, Shun Kabuki Kid, Aaron, Antonio, and seeing and meeting many non-wrestling friends, Maki,
Oh, is
Stone
that
Cold.
Antonio Honda?
Oh.
The recently cancelled Antonio Honda.
Oh, and Antonio Honda like telling Garcia like, "Hey, bro, you seen Cash Cab?" And meeting many non-wrestling friends: Maki, Stone Cold, Udo, Hidehiko, Masa, Yuki Kasai, Kaide, Naomi, Hiro. Seeing
Stone
two
Cold.
shows live. Yeah, Stone Cold. Apparently it's not.
Stone Cold.
Seeing two shows live. El Dorado at Korakuen and HAPW at Sumo Hall, which included the following. Seeing a kick-ass match between Kagetora and Kota versus Kondo and Oyanagi. And in brackets he says, "Yup." You know, like, that Oyanagi? Oh, you had it good. Seeing Kawada wrestle live and a good tag match. Seeing one of my trainers, Dory Funk Jr., for the first time in 8 years and watching him wrestle. Seeing and talking with Suwa, Mensteo, Onu, Nosawa, Taru, and Silver King. Meeting the following: Kondo, Kagetora, Kota, Ohashi, Tarisaki, Kishiwada, Mazada, Muto, Tanashi, Taiokeya, Super Cool, Fuji, Tenyu, Hase, Masa Saito, and Kojima. Meeting
This guy
Kenta
loves
Kobayashi.
lists.
Sharing a locker with
Like,
Takayama.
this is one long list, and he has like multiple sub lists. This is crazy.
Yeah, sharing a locker with Takayama on a handful of occasions, getting an All Japan roster towel, 95-96, with a Baba autograph, and getting it signed later by Masawa, Kobayashi, Akiyama, Taue, Kakuchi, Honda, Kanemaru, Shiga, Inoue, Azumida, Momota,
Just say the wrestlers, Carl. The wrestlers. The
Mighty.
wrestlers.
And you can check the photos. running the length of the stage at Budokan whilst attempting a spaceman springboard attempt. Instead, Taue caught me with a Nodawa Otoshi on said stage. Next item list is NBA 2K8. Bill Satchel enjoying various Asian cuisines such as yakiniku, okonomiyaki,
Another fucking list.
takoyaki,
Just say the food!
yuca, ramen, and plenty of mochi and anko.
Oh,
Dilly Yamazaki. Shaka Shaka chicken at McDonald's. Caesarea. Accidentally happening upon Delphin Arena and bursting around the cafe inside. Uncle Man and Hashi Man. Taru's Bar. The Odaiba Onsen. And my Kukas Yukata. Getting an interview and a page of coverage and weekly pro wrestling. Lupe Fiasco is the cool. My
yes,
awesome
go to
new-
Japan to listen to that.
My awesome new gear / ring jackets from Kondo. Calorie mates. Not for me. For the other guys. Any and all gifts from the fans. I appreciate every last bit. I figure that I could sit here and tape for hours. I think
You just did.
about all the amazing things about my trip to Japan. I could write many novels and all the fantastic things I've been fortunate enough to experience thanks to wrestling. However, this will do for now. To anyone taking the time to read this right now, do yourself a favour. Figure out what it is you want in life and go for it. Focus and concentrate with everything you have. If you start small and give it your all, you'll be surprised at the things you're capable of. The power of positive influence is incredibly strong. I don't discount the hard work that I put forth, but I'm smart enough to realise all the luck that's happened upon in the years. Thanks for the support, and remember, hard work and luck go a long way. Until next time, Chris Hero. And then he lists the results for the entire Noah tour. Wow.
Do you think he's looking forward to going to Japan? Well,
I think he does
actually,
look forward.
did he actually specify which Asian country that loves wrestling? Oh wait, yeah.
Well, I suppose he did leave us to put the pieces together.
He dropped a few clues.
Wow, Chris Hero lists like the results of his matches like it's a Cabrada tape listing. 14% fat supernovacic vacancy. Akira Taue and Juji Izumida beat Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli. 10 minutes 59 when Taue used a dynamic bomb on Castagnoli. Oh, Kurt Mood grateful. Wow. Wow. Oh, well, you know what? I have a good seg because you see the the entry I'll read next time on Chris Hero Live Journal Watch is called An Official Update on My Entry, or I Gone on a Plane with My Bad Knee. And you know what, Eva? In this match here, something happens to give Chris Hero a bad knee.
Oh my fucking god. Now that, my friends, is a segue.
Now you see, M-Dog20, we know and love him for his daredevil antics, especially when he will look at the geometry of the building he's in, take advantage of it. He'll climb up a pole, he'll climb up anything, you know, and the fans love it. We all eat it up. This time, the Clarksville.
I nachos for grande. Shouts out to the real life Peter Griffin. Just needed to get that reference in. Because it's all I thought about for like 4 days.
Did you see when I tried to like work that into an Adam Callbaby chant?
No.
The kid's like was Nachos Bill Grande.
Oh boy.
M-Dog20. He's in the Clarksville building. IWA Mid-South's home. And he sees there's a pole there. So he decides, I'm going to use my great grip to climb up this. Chris Hero's there on a table. I will fall into him. I'll land on his belly. And I'll break his table. It'll look good. Everyone will go, oh. Instead what happens is perhaps the funniest possible outcome is that M-Dog20, maybe he slips. Because he doesn't go right up to the top, he doesn't go like, you know, he doesn't do the thing he did in CCW, you know, where he goes up to the top and goes, oh, maybe a bit lower. He just kind of keeps going up and then he falls. He falls down and the table does not break. Instead what might break is Hero's knee because his head just lands right on it and Hero's just like, oh! Oh!
Yeah, quite a funny spot. It just bounces right off. It's quite generous to like for that to be the first thing we say about this match, which had gone on for an eternity prior to this. But with that said, there really isn't much to say about like what happened prior. It was just wrestling occurred on this day.
Well, see, like it could have been way better if like Chris Hero decided to like be, you know, because like the body of this is that like, you know, Chris Hero is dominant because he is that bigger man. And like, you know, M-Dog is so small.
No,
and I feel like
engaging. Man.
Yeah, well, like what I thought of here was a match that we saw in CCW. Who was that guy again that they said like, you know, what was it? It was like, you know, I had like 200 like MMA wins or something like that, but it was fake. You know, do you remember that guy?
Oh shit, you gave him like a weird Portuguese name.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but like you know what I'm talking about, where like he was in that feud with he was in that feud with Danny Rose, right? And Danny Rose, he had so much better an idea of how to treat a smaller person than Chris Hero did, you know, because like I'm sure that like even if that guy was to win the match, like M-Dog this year, that like even still Danny Rose would kind of like he would still be just like. It's not as if there's some like big like, you know, cerebral method behind it. He's just beating the shit out of him, being big, you know, using his weights to realistically just like ragdoll this guy around. Meanwhile, Chris Hero is like dominant here. It's just kind of like, you know, he'll pap him on the chest like, take that, you know. And it's like, no, this is it's just it just feels like he was like holding back the entire time. You know, there's a point where like M Dog, like he's just like you know that like spot where you're just like, you know, oh come on M Dog, come on, get up and punch me. Like that just happens where like, you know, what possible reason is there for this to be happening? Why is it like you're telling M Dog to come get you? Why are you just eating him right now? You know, and it's just like it just feels like strange to see like, you know, M Dog, like, you know, like I suppose like the big spots he does get in, like the knee or whatever, there's stuff that you can buy is like maybe that takes him out, but it's like it kind of like defied believability, and I just kind of wish that like, you know, if he's going to lose, then I'd rather he like at least like, you know, really kicked his ass rather than just kind of, you know, doing yaves, you know.
But he loves a yave.
He loves a yave, and so like, you know, Eva, there was a method behind this madness that Chris Hero decided to perpetrate on us. You know why? Because he gets a stick afterwards. M Dog, he is now IWA Mid-South champion. He gets a stick and he says,
I was quite surprised.
He calls out the so-called wrestling experts who say that manlets like M Dog can't work. You know, people of a certain size, of a certain body, well, they can go to hell because M Dog kicked his ass, apparently. So yeah, it just goes to show you. It just goes to show you. Ian's there. He comes out, and it's really quite funny because you know, he seems to really regret this booking decision because he gets on the stick and he's like, M Dog, when can you come back?
Please come back, please.
He did discuss that prior to him booking the top champion over him. So, amazing. So yeah, M Dog 20 gets even brought up. Like, oh, imagine if he took that CZW. And like, So, who knows what's going on. Then we move on to a match that, you know, like we've talked before about the upper mid card status perennially of the IWA title, even to this day, as we saw in Everybody Welcome. It is like a sort of principle of the matter thing, you know, where like regardless of like, you know, what goes on after it, you gotta have the title at the top. You just gotta. However, when faced with like what order I would like, Chris Hero versus M Dog and Tracy Smothers versus Bill Payne, I'd rather Tracy Smothers versus Bill Payne was a bit higher on the card, and that's what Ian Rotten gives us because he loves us.
He loves us. Yay! We did it.
And we love him.
We finally got his approval.
Tracy Smothers, he comes out, he's got a t-shirt on. This is the best t-shirt I've ever seen. I'd like to recite to you the the text on both the front and the back.
Yes.
It says, nobody does it like a thug. Sell it, Tracy, the hardest working man in the business. And on the back, it details what thug means because it's an acronym, right? T is for terrible. H is for hell. U is for ugly. G is for jail because a thug can't spell. But one thing we can spell is heaven.
Wow.
Miraculous.
Bull Payne's shirt is also no slouch. The back of his just says, Payne! Spell it like it feels.
And Bill Payne, we get to hear like those dulcet tones once again, because he like runs out of the ring, gets the mic, and he said, "One of the biggest shitholes I've ever seen, and what is it filled with but a bunch of goddamn retards?"
And he says, I can smell some nasty fucking pussy in here. Holy shit, this guy has been missed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Tracy Smothers, you and I have been up and down the road, boy.
Just the way he goes, some nasty fucking pussy. I love his music too. Still just these like insane wailing guitars.
Yeah. Yeah, he's absolutely just like, you know, fucking like a RoboCop villain or something. It's great.
Oh,
and
so great.
And then Tracy Smothers, he decides like to respond back. It's like he starts off like wasn't that a hell of a world title match we just saw? Oh, he gets a cheap pub. It's like bullpen. I'm gonna make this short sweet, motherfucker. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a pen and stick it straight up your ass and make it a popsicle.
Jim Fallon says, "I don't want that flavor of popsicle."
We'll just see, Jim. We'll just see. This match gets underway. It's lovely.
Yeah. Just what I needed after the Eternal Chris Hero. Takes a while to get to turn into like a proper crazy fight, but it's fun the whole way, and eventually delivers the frantic brawling, the hurling into chairs. Smothers gets busted open, starts flipping out, taking it outside the venue, brawling around in the dark. Black body drops on the floor. Hell yeah, it's all a good time.
It's all a good time. I love like the chase of the chair, where they'll just like chase each other around, just like bobbing each other, and then like Tracy gets kicked and he like slides like right and back into a chair, and then like Bill Payne does too for that matter, and then like at a certain point they go out into the parking lot, and that is great too. Just like it's a very like dusky night out here in Clarksville, and like the fans loving it because Jim and Dave Prizak, they're confined to the table. They can't see anything. So Jim decides to ask, Dave, what did you have for your lunch? I saw you have a Subway salad there. And then like Dave Prizak says, yes, I had a Subway salad. That's very nice. And then like Jim Fan is like, yeah, they make good food over there in Subway. If you like, if maybe we could try and get a sponsorship so we get some free food down here. And it just like made me like daydream, maybe just like look out the window and just like imagine an idyllic reality where I can just like go up to Jim Fannin, I'm a secretary or something like that, and I'm just like, I've got your Subway sandwich here, Mr. Fannin, just the way you like it.
And then Harry Palmer's theme music starts. And Jim Fallon lays the cock down.
Oh, Mr. Fannin! We're just beating around the bush here. Jim Fannin, you got a nice ass. And apparently his favourite drink is Dr. Pepper. So, that's quite something.
A crate of it. A crate of Dr. Pepper and coming to your house, Jim Fannin. We love you.
We have so much love to give to this world. And when they come back in, like they continue this good stuff. Prizak says that after this, there's 2 matches left. He says one for the technical wrestling fans and one for the vampires.
I know which one I am.
Yeah, I wish there was some way to vocalize like me doing the liver pointed head like and then Tracy gets down to it. He starts pulling out his karate. Oh, look at that. The amazing back fists. And then it's just spectacular. Jim Fannin, throughout this finishing sequence, he's remarking on near falls, right? He's saying if I was the ref, I would have just said I was free. I'm not gonna tell Bull Payne I was too, and all that. And then during one of these tirades, he goes on, he says that he was hoping that was the end of it. He was, because he's supporting Tracy Smothers, but then Dave Prizak is just keep that quiet just in case Bull Payne gets a copy of this videotape. And it reminds me of those YouTube videos where it's it's like a speed run of Mario. So one of the comments the one that's it's from Bowser. Yeah, so that's What did you just say?
Bullpen. Bullpen.
Bullpen.
I like bullpen.
Bullpen. Bullpen wins with the pun gum. That's his foot. And it wins it all.
As Bullpen walks away, he flips that bird to everybody, and he yells, "Fuck you! Fuck you all!" And then he leaves.
He's so
and
perfect.
then, despite Bullpen's extremely disrespectful ways, Tracy Smothers, he only goes and does a fucking respect promo. Holy
Wow.
shit.
Amazing. He is like
The bigger
giving it all
person.
that.
The bigger person.
The bigger person. He's been doing this a long time. So on and so forth. Gotta love the Tracy Smothers.
Sick match.
Sick match indeed. A fantastic one, to be certain. Bill Payne, he's back. We love it. We love it. And Tracy Smothers, well, you know, I went onto his cage match after seeing this match. Not only did I find out that he like participated in IWA Mid-South, even in this, well, even in 2019. But also, I saw that he had a match in like the damn Nihon, Chris Hero Land, and yeah, it was a tag match. I can't exactly remember who his partner was, but I know who his opponents were. It was the Great Kabuki and Masao Inoue.
Oh yeah, I saw that card. His partner was Doug Gilbert, right?
Doug Gilbert. Oh,
Doug
that's
Gilbert.
so sounds amazing. That show. There must be something of it out there. There must be. I hope there is. But if not, then oh well. But yeah. So Tracy Smothers, he's going to be around for a long, long time, and we're going to enjoy him all the way. And now, we get onto some. We get into some scientific wrestling.
We hate technical wrestling here at the Ramp. It's too slow, mate. Why are they always just on the mat? Come on. Run around a bit. Jump. Open the gate. Come on.
CM Punk. He's back. He's back at the EWAMs. We saw him at CCW. We saw him at ROH. But this is his home, I think. And then Jerry Lynn comes out like, "Grrr," and all that. But like, there's before this dream match here of two stars of the independent scene, not the Sports Entertainment Cup, but the independent scene, we get a slight error in judgment from Vince Vaughn because he notes that Jerry Lynn is making his return to the IWA Mid-South. However, CM Punk takes offense to this. It's him who's returning. Eva, what punishment does Vince Vaughn sustain for this?
Well, he's so unhappy, in fact, that he goes to the back. And you're thinking, oh no, he could just be gone. He might have gone home. But
No.
he comes back with a bright yellow bib that says "Help retarded children" on it, and he makes ring announcer Rico wear it. Bro, that is savage.
Unbelievable stuff. Vince Vaughn looks kind of bemused about it. I mean, a bib, Punk. Oh, I'm so outraged. All that could quell me now is a reading from CM Punk's live journal.
Tuesday, July 19th, 2005, 9:25 p.m. Packing sucks. That's right, packing sucks! However, moving is rad. Only a couple more days here at Wrestling House, PA, and I say goodbye to yet another wrestling house. My schedule this week is full on hilarity though, and so far it's preventing me from packing. I'm up at 8 a.m, finish lifting by noon, and eat my last carb at noon on the dot. Late in the day I do an hour of cardio, trying to get back to how lean I was a few months ago, to help stick my silly diet of only 80 carbs a day. Today and yesterday I went straight to the movie theatre that's next to the gym following my workout. It's too hot for anything else really, so sitting at the movies is great. I may or may not have fallen asleep. I saw Fantastic Four, which I liked, and today was Reading Crashes, which I recommend.
Wow.
Tomorrow, it's either War of the Worlds or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Friday is the Devil's Rejects, and I'm damn excited. It'll help put off throwing my ridiculous amount of shirts into garbage bags and trying to stuff all my DVDs in my car for my trip on Sunday. The Barbie Head suggests maybe putting shirts I don't wear on eBay in hopes that scary goth girls will buy them. I don't think that would. I don't think that would. But if you're a scary goth girl and you're interested in maybe purchasing a supremely great shirt that I've never worn, let me know. Huh.
Well.
P.S. Roderick Strong wears pink socks when he rustles. Current mood. Hungry.
I can tell, Punk.
You're hungry, eh, Punk? Well, maybe you should stop tapping away at Live Channel. Get something to eat, bro. You'll be right.
Well, like this is Punk at like 80 carbs a day. Just imagine. I'm thinking he's hungry for Roderick Strong. Did you see the tender way he wrote that last line? Something there. Wow.
I have to look out for those pink socks.
You know, seeing Punk is being humanized here. Like here I was, just thinking he was a coarse man. How dare he slander Vince Vaughn like this? But you know, there's a human behind every monster, you know. And this human, he likes to watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory after cardio. Simplicity that all of us yearn for in this life.
Absolutely.
This match sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. But Connor, they're so frickin' evenly matched in this open exchange. Like, evenly matched athletes.
There's a point in one of them extended sequences they do, where, you know, they're like doing all the stuff. They're like changing positions. There's a point where CM Punk, he's standing up and he just kind of spins around for a second, and then falls into like an arm drag. And I was like, what? Why? What's the purpose here? What are you doing?
Wrestling moves occurred.
Occurred. NWTNA. It was referenced. Jerry Lynn gets put in submission holds and he's like, I'm not fucking giving, because he's angry about it. He's mental about it. Check out, what's our metal sponsor again?
Huh?
Relapsed.
Relapse?
Relapse.com. The best
Relapse.com.
The best place to get your metal on. Jerry Lynn approved. He was listening to it one time, and now it's all we identify him by. And then what better way for this technical wrestling classic to end, but with a tight put-in.
Oh my god!
CM Punk, if you're a man of honor, all you would do is say, Jerry Lynn, you bested me. You out-techniqued me on the mat, and now I must shake your hand. Seemingly that's what his approach will be. But then unfortunately, oh no respect. No respect. No. Oh no.
Mate, CM Punk, mate, I'd like to see you try that shit when you're working for Gabe. He'll go mental on you.
Absolutely.
What the fuck are you doing, asshole?
I mean, you know, Eva, Jerry Lynn and Gabe, they are quite tight, you know, going back to ECW, you know. Like, I can see Jerry Lynn, he's just going to go right to Gabe and say, this guy, CM Punk, he's bad news. I don't think you should book him anymore. And you know that kind of heat, Eva, you know, he can't come back from it in this business, you know. So CM Punk, he's not making a good name for himself here. Not making a good name for himself.
Okay, Donny B.
Exactly, that's what it's going for. I did have John House come to mind, you know, because like I was imagining that, you know, you hated that Chris Hero match. Meanwhile, Now, I was the one who was kind of just like, a bit indifferent towards it. And then, like, I just imagined myself, like, getting into John House role, like, "Ah, no, Eric! I like this hero guy!"
Yeah.
Which will no, perhaps will not come to
It
pass.
is like a CZW heel turn. No, we just switch sides.
Perhaps so. But enough about CCW, it's time for some EWAM stuff, like this main event. Oh, what better way to celebrate the anniversary?
There is no better way. Well, maybe like a one-on-one. Maybe Cash doesn't need to be here.
Well, in any case, Cashflow is here as the first of 3 participants. It's him versus Ian Rotten versus the Necro Butcher. And Cashflow, he comes out and he makes reference to Ian Rotten's asshole.
He's going to put his foot in it for some reason.
That's just what you gotta do in this 6th anniversary.
Man.
Whatever you're into. It's a 4-man booth briefly on the commentary, because not only is Jim Fannin and Dave Prazak holding it down, but it's also Too Tough Tony there, and CM Punk. But he's got to go to Waffle House, so we don't see him for long.
CM Punk.
CM Punk away, thankfully, for your blood pressure. Ha ha ha.
I was about to freak out.
Ian, he comes out, and we get some backstory. As you know, we always miss out a lot when it comes to EWAMs. We can only deal with what has been provided to us. We can't very well pay $15 for every single EWAM stop, So we gotta get Dave Prazak to give us the lowdown. Ian Rotten, right? He said he quit death matches. You saw it, I saw it. Why is it he's here now? Well, it's explained because, him and Cashflow, they have not been getting along well since Cashflow turned on him, right? And then, after this, Corporal Robinson also turned on Ian, aligned himself with Cashflow. So, that's some bullshit. And then Ian was like, I need to do a death match again in order to resolve this situation. So we had to get the blessing of...
I just can't believe that it wasn't Ian's last ever deathmatch. Who could have foresaw this?
Well, he was gonna be faithful to it, but cash flow, So he had to get blessed to get back into that deathmatch game, and now here he is. Perhaps a bit of ring rust when it comes to this particular battlefield, you might say. And then Necro Butcher, apparently, he got to some high places when he won the King of Deathmatch 2002, because now he's got a dramatic intro for his music.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking Noah main eventer. Wow. Blood in, blood out. This match, it gets underway. Well, actually, there's a point where Necro's coming out, right, and Cashflow's on the outside, and it's those stairs that they've got into the ring. He's pushed them out, and they stare each other down, do Necro and Cashflow, and Necro puts his foot on the stairs, kind of oh, maybe I'll advance towards this guy, and then he kind of turns around with a whew relieved smile, I'm not sure what's going on there, but I liked it. And then he goes taps off, Necro taps off, and if you're going to go pants off too, Too Tough Tony, he's leaving. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, Cashflow would have exploded into a homophobic fury. Necro would have taken off his pants.
Jim, go join them.
Please do, please.
Please, Jim, it would be funny. Ha ha ha. The way this match starts off is miraculous, in my opinion. It's Necro and Cashflow. They square off. There's light tubes everywhere. It's one of them matches. They're squaring off. We've got these 2 long light tubes. Ian Rotten, he just there. He says from a long distance away, he just bops the light tubes so they both break, and then he bops Cashflow, and the entire time Necro's just down oh, It's great. It's great. This match, it is very good.
Yeah, it's cool. There's tubes all over the bloody place. They're in the corner, on the ropes, all over the canvas. I don't know why these fucks on commentary just keep saying light bulb tubes.
Yeah, yeah.
Just say light tubes. It's the same thing. Same thing.
Yeah, ridiculous, honestly.
As usual, there's some weird fan-bought weapons which come into play. There's like these weird Christmas lights which don't really like pan out or lead to anything. Ian tries to plug them in, but they keep turning off. So he just like dumps them on Necro's head. It's like, oh, fuck them then.
Yeah, Ian Rotten, he uses the power of electricity, but it doesn't work out for him. And that leads to Jim Fannin just like providing minute by minute, play by play of like whether the lights are on or off.
They're on now. Oh, off again. Oh, they're on. Oh, thank you, Jim.
he's having fun. He's having fun.
Ian's face is all gooey and shit. Cash flow falling over.
Like Necro's like throwing drywall around. It's crazy. Like
Ian just dumps a toolbox on Necro's ankle at one point.
It's fucked up. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. My dad just gave me some cheese twists he made.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Well, you know, don't wait or anything.
What?
I said don't wait or anything.
One thing I like is when like Ian starts headbutting, right? I reckon he's like attempting to sell or something like that. Because whenever he does a headbutt, he does a grunt. You know how Ian's voice is, so like he headbutts and goes, "Oh! Oh! Oh!" He's rotten saying some.
So, after the ambitious Christmas light spot that doesn't pan out, cash flow. He gets a tube put in between his legs, kicked into his fucking nuts by Necro. And then Necro has a pin attempt, and then Ian just hurls tubes at the pin attempt. It's very cool. But then Necro wins with Asiatic Spike in a pretty fun match.
Yeah, the Asiatic Spike. It's a lot like that. Like, was that a sleeper that like they really got over in that tournament? Well, now it's got Asiatic Spike.
I think it's a choke.
Yeah.
This food-loving guy over here. Eating food.
I'm sorry, I thought you were going to talk for longer.
So, Necro is the winner. It's time for Ian to do respect promo. He respects everybody. He says that Jim Fannin is extremely loyal. And sexy!
You're a real sexy guy, Jim. Yeah, it's a very long Ian promo, but you know it's long because it warrants it. You know, he says that him and his wife Patty, his wife Patty, you know that's probably, if I were to build a Southern American family from the ground up, the wife would probably be called Patty. So, and yeah, he's saying like he's giving thanks out to Vince Vaughn, who he says isn't always there, but he's there when I need him. So you know. Just like a lot of emotion. He says without Smart Mark, this promotion would be down that drain, dead, kaput. So, thanks to them, this is how we could get the show. And yeah, he's just saying to the fans like this is gonna be cool stuff. Like, let's hope for 6 more years. Yay! And then also, about the Ted Petty Invitational, right? They say the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, he was going to be there. But he's got obligations in New Japan. So you know who's replacing him? Super Dragon!
Oh, fuck.
The Super Dragon himself. Amazing. EWAMs. They're making big moves in the future. Both in the death match and also the match division. All of them.
The match division.
Yeah, it's all looking bright.
The wrestling moves occurring division. that is like, we haven't seen like a good heavyweight title match, have we?
As in the one
that is officially the matches occurring division.
Yeah, like one that doesn't involve a bunch of like chicanery inevitably. No, as in like the IWA Mid-South like heavyweight title has like across the board disappointed. So
yes.
you know,
I was a bit concerned by Ian's like, you know, a few years ago we offered nothing except blood and guts, and now we have Chris Hero, and isn't that better than that? No, no, Ian, don't listen to them.
I've been giving this probably for like most of the time we've been doing this, which is like the thing of Ian Rotten. He's a genius wrestler, right? Like he just gets this shit. He knows how to bleed. He knows how to do punch and brawl and whatnot. It's just like waddle. That's all you need, you know. And like he's just perfect at it. But he likes the stuff on his show that's bad. Like a bad match happens and he waddles out. It's like, wasn't that great, fans? And I'm like, no, you keep wrestling. And just like, you know, like I don't know if it falls into Death of the Offer or other such concepts, but just man, crazy to think that like you know, people you love can be wrong.
I don't like to think about the possibility of Ian Rotten being wrong. Doing something wrong or being wrong, like, no.
Yeah.
I refuse to accept this. I also really don't know how Ian does these like eternal respect promos with a face full of blood. I'd need a bloody good sit down, mate.
Well, it's in like
get me energy back. I need to sit down. Sit my took us down.
Ian's little took us.
And then it's replays, and there's a grim slow-mo close-up shot of Ian's forehead being torn apart with a shard of glass.
Yeah, the vivid cut. Loved it.
Like, look at this. Look at this. It's cutting.
Look at touch. Look at touch. Feel it.
So, yeah, that was the IWA's 6th anniversary. A nice occasion. A fine show overall. It was great to see the return of the bad motherfuckers.
Yes.
And, a couple of matches I really can't fuck with at all, but can't shit on this show.
I myself had a great time at this show. You know, I bought a T-shirt at the concession stand, and then I got it signed. I got it signed by Ian Rotten, Axel Rotten, Chris Hero, CM Punk, M-Dog 20. NBA 2K8 Eva.
See, there's this country in North America that loves wrestling.
Wow. Lovely time. Love that we're back at EWAMs, you know, after EWADs, you know, I was just thinking, missing the And this show, it provided a
Jim fucking Fannin.
Whoa!
I'm not a great wrestler, but when Jim Fannin is in my heart, I can achieve anything. Including summarizing matches.
Okay,
so I will proceed to
matches.
do so, unless you want to go first.
No, you go first.
Okay. Chucky Smooth versus Daddy Daniels. Ooh, there's some titty. Ooh, okay. Chris Cole versus Average White Guy. Actually, I think it's Chris Cole. I would call him the below average white guy. It's just my opinion. By the way, while I said that, I folded my arms for added effect.
Doesn't
come off on the podcast, but you know.
Unbelievable.
Josh Prohibition versus Tarek the Great. Yeah! Tarek the Great! Woohoo! Rollin Hard versus Harry Palmer. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, he loves his wife though. Oh no. Oh no.
I really loved it. Like, you did all that opinion, it turns out that was just up to the Joel Gertner promo.
Yeah, that was just the Joel Gertner promo. Dysfunctionless is Nate Webb. I'm gonna kill this faggot right now. But you didn't. You didn't, mate. You didn't. Mark Wolf versus Mitch Ryder. Bad motherfuckers! The bad motherfuckers have returned! Yes! Hey, Mr. Chris Hero, listen, don't take the fuck off! Fuck off! Tracy Smothers versus Bull Payne. Now that is some nasty fucking pussy! CM Punk versus Jared. Fuck off! I fucking watched this today. And the freeway triple threat.
That's the sound of that
That
glass.
was the tube of greatness.
The
Over my head.
the tube of light bulb. Well, that gave me a really, I'll give you, the listener, good insight into what Eva thought of this show. As myself, feeling quite peckish, so while I say it's a opinions, I'm going to be chewing my cheese twist.
This fiend. This food-loving fiend.
Okay, here we go. You make me sick. Okay, there we go.
Okay. And that was the 6th anniversary transmitted into your brain through our stupid fan.
Well,
Jim Fannin, call me.
yeah, call me. I want to work.
No,
this
call
out.
me! Get out of here, bitch.
If we have to fight over his love, is this how the REMP ends?
Yes. It's either we fall out because of both loving Jim Fannin too much or restraining order.
Wow.
From either Ian or Fannin. Could be either or.
Well, until then, we will celebrate the continued health of the REMP and also the continued health of the AWAMs with just one more crunch of my twist.
体よ自然に帰れ
One of the
greater moments in IWA career history.
Going to swing with the Kill Whitey sign, but met that big pole right there.
When they had War Games and Mark Wolf came to the ring with Battleship because he heard he was involved in War Games.
Battleship? Was he in ECW? Who? Oh, okay. Who's Battleship? Battle Cat?
Battleship, the game.
Oh, the game.
The game Battleship. He brought the game Battleship to War Games.
All right, fine. I believe you.